Okay, so here we go with day 3 of annotations. I hope that you're feeling pretty successful with trying out these different annotations as we're working our way through our story this week. Remember, this is just for practice. So it's a great idea. If you haven't tried to make an inference yet, try to do that today. Or if you haven't tried to visualize, please make that your goal to practice some of these things that you haven't yet had an opportunity to practice. That way, if you have questions about them, you can get in touch with your teacher and ask those specific questions. But if you're not trying to practice them, then it's going to be hard to know if you understand them or not. So do your best to try to practice each of those as we go. So we're continuing on paragraph 31. My goal is again same thing for you. I'm trying to get to some of these things that I haven't done yet. Okay? You are not a man yet. Don't be in such a hurry. He laughed and clapped Salva on the shoulder. Salva scurried over to the woman's side. The next morning, the rebels moved on from the camp. The village men were forced to carry supplies, guns and mortars, shells, radio equipment. Salva watched as one man protested that he did not want to go with the rebels. A soldier hit him in the face with the butt of a gun. The man fell to the ground, bleeding. After that, no one objected. The men shouldered the heavy equipment and left the camp. You can see here I have the word shouldered circled, which signifies an unfamiliar word, unfamiliar vocabulary. So to me, when I hear this word, I think of shoulder, right? Like the part of your body that is your shoulder. But this word's used differently. This word is used as a verb, and it's not the way I normally hear it. So therefore, it's unfamiliar. So I marked it with a circle. Everyone else began walking again. They went in the opposite direction from the rebels, for wherever the rebels went, there was sure to be fighting. Salva stayed with the group from Loan Arik. It was smaller now without the men, and except for the infant, Salva was the only child. That evening, they found a barn in which to spend the night. Salva tossed restlessly in the itchy hay. Where are we going? Where is my family? When will I see them again? As I get to this part of the story, I'm recognizing a central idea. So, a central idea means, I'm hearing this throughout the story. This is an idea that I'm hearing kind of over and over again. So, when I hear these questions right here, where are we going? Where's my family? When will I see them again? And I don't know if you've noticed also that these questions are written in a different type of font, right? Um, so when I hear those questions again, it's making me think of a central idea that Salva's always running away from something and searching for something else. They're still on the move, right? Where are we going? And he's searching still for his family and he doesn't know. When am I going to see them again? When am I going to find them again? So to me, that's showing a central idea that I've heard. This is not the first time that he's been questioning, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? When am I going to see my family again? So that's a central idea that I've seen pop up several times during our reading. So you're going to continue on reading, finish up the story, and again, try to experiment with these annotations the best that you can. And then the other thing that you're going to do today is go ahead and generate a couple of after reading questions. If you remember before we started reading, we talked about questions that you might want to ask before reading. You may know the answers to some of those questions now. Your questions may have been answered. It's a little bit different when after reading questions because many times after reading questions are things we're still wondering. Well, we're still wondering them, but our story's over. So we may not ever know the answer. We may sort of make an inference or a guess of what we think the answer to those questions may be. But these are questions that we're asking after we're reading. So, really, it's just a wondering. What are you still wondering? What are you thinking about when the story is over? So, here are some examples that you might use for nonfiction and fiction. And then I also reposted our thick and thin questions because remember, we're trying to move to this side of our chart. Okay. Here, there's a really great example. Why do you think the author wrote this? This is a really good, thick question Remember, thick questions are going to make you think and they may have more than one answer. So when I answered a question like that, my answer to this question may not be the same as yours, and that's beautiful. Okay? So when you're creating your questions today, generating those questions, try to move to this side of the chart the best that you can. So ask yourself in your mind, what are you still wondering now that the story's over? What's something that you'd like to know or that you're curious about? And do your best to create those great after reading questions.